उपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम 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 हरे हरे Hare Krishna. My pranam to all the devotees. Dandavat pranam, Vidur Prabhu, Sujata, all glories to Prabhupada. So thank you so much for joining us today for the reading of Srila Prabhupada's Lilamrita. Srila Prabhupada is the pure devotee of Lord Shri Krishna, and we are going to learn about Srila Prabhupada's life, and we will try to leave some of those moments while we are reading this book of Srila Prabhupada's biography, which is composed by Satswarup Das Goswami Maharaj. Srila Prabhupada, it's very difficult to fathom the depth of Srila Prabhupada's purity, but we'll try to have little glimpse of this through the reading of this book. While writing this book, Satswarup Das Goswami Maharaj writes here that Srila Prabhupada, when he passed away on November 14th, 1977, it was uh, it was great lamentation for all the followers of Srila Prabhupada, and many of his disciples then they felt that there is a need for an authorized biography of Srila Prabhupada to honor his life and legacy. And hence, the responsibility um, of commissioning the biography was assigned to the governing body commission of International Society of Krishna Consciousness. And then the GBC, in turn, they had a discussion, and in 1978, which is like almost a year, uh, less than a year after Srila Prabhupada's departure, the GBC's annual meeting, it was resolved that the biography of Srila Prabhupada should be written. And then the GBC dedicated this task to His Grace Satswarup Das Goswami Maharaj. So then this autobiography is based upon the thorough research work actually. So Bhaktivedanta Book Trust provided access to Srila Prabhupada's extensive collection of over 700 letters. And some of this information which we are going to learn from this book is collected from these 700 letters. Along with that, numerous disciples of Srila Prabhupada contributed by giving the interviews for writing this autobiography of Srila Prabhupada. Many of them sharing the personal diaries and memoirs of their interaction with Srila Prabhupada. Beyond his disciples, interviews were also conducted with various individuals from diverse fields who had encountered Srila Prabhupada over the years. So this book, this biography of Srila Prabhupada is written after extensive research work done by Srila Prabhupada's followers. So, what is the objective of this biography? Why we are reading this biography? Srila Prabhupada, no ordinary person actually, who spread the Krishna consciousness to all the people, regardless of nationality, race, or religion they come from. So when we read Srila Prabhupada's book, one of the objective of this is to clarify that Srila Prabhupada was not an ordinary man, but he was divinely empowered, pure devotee of Lord Sri Krishna. He was no ordinary person. When we read Srila Prabhupada's biography, it will inspire all of us. And the main purpose of this biography of Srila Prabhupada was to inspire all the leaders how Srila Prabhupada in his difficult times spread the Krishna consciousness. And also, all the readers of this biography will engage more in service of Lord Shri Krishna as well as service of Srila Prabhupada after reading the biography of this book. So, these are some of the objectives. And while writing this biography, the author of this book gives certain benedictions to the readers. Once we read this book, once we follow the chapters of Srila Prabhupada's biography, one chapter at a time, we'll do one chapter every week. And this reading of this book will give quick access to mercy of Lord Shri Krishna, because Srila Prabhupada is a pure devotee of Lord. And when we read about Srila Prabhupada, we connect directly with Srila Prabhupada as well as to Lord Krishna. Actually, we are going to live along with the Srila Prabhupada's life through this book. And it refreshes and rededicates the memory of personal service to Srila Prabhupada for those who associated with the Srila Prabhupada. This book brings those memories back. And for the new readers like us, even if brief association with Srila Prabhupada through reading this book, it grants the spiritual perfection. So this book is going to inspire all of us. It will give a glimpse of Srila Prabhupada's life. And this book also will allow us to live some of the moments of our life with Srila Prabhupada. And it will give the mercy of Lord Shri Krishna and Srila Prabhupada. So we will begin today with the first chapter of this book, Prabhupada Lilamrita, where childhood pastimes of Srila Prabhupada and how the Srila Prabhupada's spiritual foundation was laid down during his childhood. So this chapter will give us a glimpse into the formative years that shaped Srila Prabhupada's mission and his teachings. So in the beginning of this chapter, there is a quote by Srila Prabhupada here. Maybe one of the devotees can read. Vidura Prabhu, can you read this quote for us? Is it possible? Vidura Prabhu, are you there?
Okay. Oh, sorry, Prabhuji, I was on mute. I didn't. But I was able to hear you. I will definitely read the quotes. Devotion as the family's heartbeat. We would be sleeping and father would be doing arti. Ding, ding, ding. We would hear the bell and wake up and see him bowing down before Krishna.
So this is the first quote here in this chapter, where Srila Prabhupada is recollecting the childhood pastime where early in the morning when the children used to sleep and his father, Srila Prabhupada's father is Gaur Mohan Dey. He was a very devout Vaishnava and he practiced Krishna consciousness daily. And that was his life, So when Srila Prabhupada and children used to sleep, his father used to practice puja, arti, kirtan. And Gaur Mohan Dey, he prioritized worship of Krishna over the anything else, right? So here, Srila Prabhupada is recalling that the morning alarm bell for Srila Prabhupada was ding, 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 but that was the alarm bell of ringing of those bells for Lord Shri Krishna's Aarti. So this demonstrates how deeply the devotional practices were embedded in his family life, in the family life of Gaur Mohan Dey, and how Gaur Mohan Dey's devotion influenced Srila Prabhupada's spiritual foundation. Uh, so everything begins when Srila Prabhupada is young. He was devotee since childhood actually. So Srila Prabhupada appearance is September 1st according to Western calendar. Prabhupada appeared on September 1st, 1896. September 1st, 1896, where when Srila Prabhupada appeared, this was the day after the Janmashtami actually. Nandotsav was going on. And he was born in a house in Toliganj suburb of Calcutta. Now, uh, when Srila Prabhupada was born, it was Nandotsav, the day after the Janmashtami. So his uncle, Srila Prabhupada's uncle, used to call him Nandulal, Nandadulal or Nandulal, which means that he is the son of Nanda Maharaj. But Srila Prabhupada's father, Gaur Mohan Dey, and Srila Prabhupada's mother, Rajni, so both of them, they named him as Abhaya Charan. That means that one who is fearless and having taken shelter at the Lord Krishna's feet. So that was the name which was given by Srila Prabhupada's father and mother. Srila Prabhupada, when he was born, his mother, Rajni, had gone to the home of her parents for the delivery. That is like a tradition back home, that when mother is pregnant, then she goes to her own parents' home. So Srila Prabhupada was born in the house of his maternal grandfather, and it was that on the bank of Adi Ganga, a few miles from his father's home, in a small two-room mud-walled house with a tiled roof underneath a jackfruit tree, Abhay Charan was born. So Abhay Charan, Srila Prabhupada's birth was in a very small house. This house was so small that it had mud walls, and it was very humble surrounding. And after the birth, then Srila Prabhupada returned to his parents, to their with his parents to their home on 151 Harrison Road in Calcutta. That is the house where Srila Prabhupada spent his childhood pastimes there. When Srila Prabhupada was young, uh, there was a prediction by astrologer, and the prediction was that uh, when this child reached the age of 70, he would cross the ocean, become a great exponent of religion, and open 108 temples. That was predicted when Srila Prabhupada was young, actually, by astrologer. And that came true, actually, because Srila Prabhupada was no ordinary person, but he was the messenger. Now, Srila Prabhupada, he was born at that time. The British were living in India. British were ruling India, and Calcutta was the capital of India actually at that time. And the Calcutta was divided into two sections. This is mentioned in the Prabhupada Lilamrita book, and British and Indians, like Bharatiya, they used to live separately. Although they interact with each other in business and education, but their livings were separate. British mostly lived in the central Calcutta, where there were theaters and racetracks and cricket fields and fine European buildings were there, while Indians lived in northern part of Calcutta. So Srila Prabhupada and his father Gaur Mohan Dey, they lived here in northern part of Calcutta. And his father Gaur Mohan Dey was not a very rich man, like he was middle class family, you can say, and he was a cloth merchant, and they belonged to a aristocratic Suvarna Vanik merchant family, merchant community actually. So that was the background of Srila Prabhupada. Not very rich family, but a very cultured Vaishnava family and merchant family. Gaur Mohan Dey and his family, they all lived together in a very three-story building was there, and this building, this property belonged to a Malik family. Maliks were family related with the Days, you know. So Gaur Mohan Dey and Malik family, they were very closely related family members, and in that building on 151 Harrison Road, there is a three-story building where Srila Prabhupada spent his childhood. So here is some of the fascinating memories which is collected by Srila Prabhupada, and there's a quote here. Maybe one of the Prabhujis can read. Prabhuji, it's written as iPhone. Prabhu, you want to rename yourself? So I can recite your name properly. Adi Sham Prabhu, Hare Krishna Prabhuji, all glories to Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Do you want to read this quote of Srila Prabhupada?
Yes, sir, Prabhu.
You're muted, Prabhu.
I can remember standing at the doorway of Radha Govinda temple, saying prayers to Radha Govinda Murti. I would watch for hours together. The deity was so beautiful with his slanted eyes.
Thank you, Prabhuji. So here is the description of a temple, a Radha Govinda temple, which was across from the street where Srila Prabhupada used to stay in his childhood. Gaur Mohan Dey's house, uh, across from that there was a temple. And this temple was about 150 plus years old temple. And these Maliks, who were the owners of this building, they were very rich people, and they had maintained the worship of deities of Radha and Krishna at this temple. The name of the deity mentioned here is Radha Govinda Temple. And this sentence here says that Srila Prabhupada used to stand at the doorway of that temple saying the prayers to Radha Govinda Murti when he was very young, actually. So this shows Srila Prabhupada's natural attraction to the spiritual beauty and his relationship with Lord Shri Krishna since childhood. Every morning, like, you know, there was a custom there at the temple, Radha Govinda temple, that before breakfast, the Malik families, who were the owner of this property, they would visit the temple to see the deity of Radha Govinda. They would offer cooked rice, kachori, and vegetables, and then they would distribute prasadam to all the devotees who visit to the temple in the morning. Srila Prabhupada and his family, they had very close relationship with the Malik family. And Srila Prabhupada writes here, maybe some other devotees can read. Maybe Sujata Mataji, if you can read. Can you read? Is it possible?
Yes, Prabhuji, I can read. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Dhanva Pranam.
Srila Prabhupada. I used to ride on the same perambulator with Siddhaswara
Malik.
Malik. He used to call me Moti Pearl, and his nickname was Subidhi. And the servant pushed us together. If one day this friend did not see me, he would become mad. He would not go in the perambulator without me. We would not separate even for a moment.
Thank you for
Hare
that.
Krishna.
Thank you so much. So here, Srila Prabhupada recollects some memory of his childhood, and the Siddheshwar family were rich. Actually, they had servants who used to look after their children. So their Siddheshwar Malik's son, his name was Subidhi, and oh no, so the Malik's son was Siddheshwar, and he was in nickname was Subidhi, and Srila Prabhupada's nickname was Moti, and this his friend, he used to call him Moti actually, and they used to ride together. You can say what is that small children, they sit there in perambulator, and then they used to go together, and the servants used to take them around. And he was very close to Srila Prabhupada, and they never separated for a moment during the childhood. Srila Prabhupada's family, like Gaur Day, was very, father was strict vegetarian actually, and this very famous episode here. One day, Srila Prabhupada fell very sick. Actually, he had a typhoid, and their family doctor, Dr. Bose, visited, and he prescribed uh, non-vegetarian medicine which had a chicken in it, chicken broth. So Gaur Mohan Day, he said that I cannot allow this chicken, even though it was medicine, he did not allow his son to have it. So the doctor said, "Oh, otherwise he will die." Uh, but Gaur Mohan Day said, "But we are not meat eaters. We cannot prepare chicken in our kitchen." So Dr. Bose said, "No, no, don't worry. I will prepare it at my home and bring it in a jar, and you simply give it to Abhay Charan." So Gaur Mohan said, "No, if it is necessary for my son to live, uh, uh, the doctor came with his chicken broth. But then the Gaur Mohan Day refused. But then it was given to Srila Prabhupada, but Abhay Charan, who immediately began to vomit even after taking that little bit of chicken broth. So doctor said, "All right, never mind. This is not good for Abhay Charan." So Gaur Mohan Day then threw the that chicken broth, which was given as a medicine. But then Abhay Charan gradually recovered from typhoid without having to eat that meat-containing product, which was recommended by uh, Dr. Bose. Srila Prabhupada also had quite, you can say, physical uh, damaging experiences. Like he had a typhoid, then once time he had a beriberi, then once time he had a fire. Actually, here the memory recollects here that one day when Abhay was 3, he narrowly escaped the fatal burning. He was playing with matches in front of his house, and when he caught his cloth on fire, suddenly a man appeared and put the fire out. Abhay was saved, although he retained a small scar on his leg. So, in this, Prabhupada had very narrow escapes. Actually, there is another recollection where Srila Prabhupada was almost like somebody was about to kill Srila Prabhupada in his childhood. In 1900, when Srila Prabhupada was about 4 years old, there was a plague, and actually, a lot of people died with the plague, hundreds and hundreds of people actually, and actually many cities were evacuated at that time, and plague was so rampant at that time. Srila Prabhupada recollects that old Babaji, who was devotee of Lord, he organized Hare Krishna Sankirtan all over the Calcutta, and regardless of religion, actually Hindu, Muslim, Christian, Parsi, all joined the party of chanters, and they traveled from door to door, chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. And these chanters, they arrived at the house of Gaur Mohan Dey at 151 Harrison Road. And Gaur Mohan Dey eagerly received them. Abhay Charan was very little, but he remembered that everybody were chanting and dancing. And soon after that, Abhay Charan remembers that the plague subsided actually. So that is one of the memories of Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada's father was very lenient actually, and his mother was very strict. So whenever Srila Prabhupada wanted something, Srila Prabhupada's father used to give him, satisfy his demands. But sometimes his father also tried to correct him by giving him some strict messages. So here his father quote by his father is, "You are my son. Now I must correct you. It is my duty." Even Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's father would chastise him. So don't mind. So Prabhupada's father was very humble. And before chastising, he used to tell that I'm going to chastise you now. And this was like he was very gentle and affectionate and never punish Abhay Charan actually. Uh, but he was obliged to correct him because he was his father. So he would first apologize, Abhay Charan, saying that you are my son, and now I'm going to correct you. It is my duty, and I'm going to chastise you. So that was how loving relationship between father and the son was there. So Srila Prabhupada recollects here. There's a quote here. Maybe Mamta Mataji, if you can read.
Yes. Hare Krishna, everybody.
Hare Krishna.
My father's income was no more than 250 rupees, but there was no question of need. Yeah, and in the mango season, we would grab mangoes as we are running through the house.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you. So here, Srila Prabhupada recollects that his father's income was not very high. You know, they were very simple family, but there was no scarcity of the items which was required, like mangoes. They used to get in abundance. So Srila Prabhupada recollects here that life was simple, but there was always plenty. We were middle class, but receiving 4 or 5 guests daily. My father gave 4 daughters in marriage, and there was no difficulty for him. Maybe it was not very luxurious life, but there was no scarcity of food or shelter or cloth. Daily he purchased 2.5 kilogram of milk. He did not like to purchase retail, but would purchase a year's supply of coal by the cartload. So here, Srila Prabhupada is recollecting that how even having limited resources, Gaur Mohan Dey's family was happy and satisfied family. They're not very rich, but they were happy. Srila Prabhupada recollects, we were happy, not that because we did not purchase a motor car, we were unhappy. My father used to say, very nice quote actually, Srila Prabhupada mentioning, God has 10 hands. If he wants to take away from you with 2 hands, how much can you protect? And when he wants to give you with 10 hands, then with your 2 hands, how much can you take? Right? Such a nice quote Srila Prabhupada is giving, that if Krishna, he wants to give you, then he has unlimited resources. Like you have only limited ability to take that. So whatever Krishna wants, he will do. Srila Prabhupada recollects in one of his memory, actually, here is one of his quote actually. Maybe GPD Prabhuji, I don't know your full name here. It says just GPD. Prabhuji, you want to read this?
Yes, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Actually, his real business was puja. For livelihood, he did some business, but puja was his main business.
Srila Prabhupada's quote. Prabhuji, what is your full name, Prabhuji? GPD?
My name is Guru Prasad Das.
Hare Krishna, Guru Prasad Prabhu.
Guru Prasad.
All Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you for sharing. So here Srila Prabhupada is remembering his father, Gaur Mohan De. So sanskaras, actually Srila Prabhupada's childhood sanskaras have deep impression of his father. And here he underscores the priority of spiritual duties in the life of Gaur Mohan De over the material concerns. So he says that his father used to take bath and he used to do his worship and then he used to go to the work, and then he used to come back and in the night at 10 o'clock. So and then again he would do puja. So morning puja, go to the work, again he used to come back and do puja. So Srila Prabhupada says that his actual business was puja. For livelihood, he had to do some business, like, he was a cloth merchant. And when, as we read the quote, when Srila Prabhupada used to, like Abhay Charan and all these brothers and sisters, they used to be asleep at that time, early in the morning. His father used to wake up and chant and do the arati. So Gaur Mohan De, his father, was a pure Vaishnava, and he wanted Vaishnava goals for his son. He wanted Abhay to become a servant of Radharani, to become a preacher of Bhagavatam, and to learn the devotional art of playing Mridangam. He regularly received sadhus in his home, and he would always ask them, what he would ask to the sadhus? Please bless my son, so that Srimati Radharani may be pleased with him and grant him her blessing. So that was the praying Gaur Mohan De used to do for Srila Prabhupada. So Srila Prabhupada and his father Gaur Mohan De were very close, and they used to walk as far as 10 miles. But one of the reasons they used to walk was that save 5 paisa tram fare. So Sri Prabhupada remembers that one day while they were walking on the beach, they used to see different yogis. And one day there was a yogi who was sitting there and people gathered around him. And Gaur Mohan De used to give the donation to this yogi while they were walking. So they used to save the money expense on the tram, but at the same time his father was very charitable and used to give donation to the people. Abhay Charan's mother once said that she wanted him to be a British lawyer when he grew up, which means that he would have to go to London to study. And one of the Malik's uncle thought that it was a good idea. So Rajni, who is Abhay Charan's mother, she wanted him to go to the London for becoming a lawyer. But Gaur Mohan De would not hear of it. If Abhay went to England, he would be influenced by European dress and manners. He will learn drinking and woman hunting. Gaur Mohan De objected. I do not want this type of money, his money. So he didn't want Abhay Charan to go. So from the beginning of Abhay's life, Gaur Mohan De had introduced his plan. He had hired a professional Mridanga player to teach Abhay Charan the standard rhythms for playing Kirtan. And I have extracted a speech of Srila Prabhupada. I'm going to play this speech where Srila Prabhupada is going to speak about his childhood. So I hope you can listen, you can hear it.
पिताजी हमको एक दिखाया शिक्षण दिया था। पिताजी हमको राधा कृष्ण मूर्ति बचपन में दिया था और उसको सेवा करता था। अपना बचपन
Sound is not coming through, right?
No, it wasn't. It just started.
Oh, it started coming. I will play. Srila Prabhupada is saying about his childhood actually.
It's not coming.
Okay, sure. So I have extracted some of the audios of Srila Prabhupada's, but here Srila Prabhupada is recollecting that how his childhood, uh, he, his father got a mridangam player, and how Srila Prabhupada learned the mridangam. Rajni, Srila Prabhupada's mother, was skeptical. She used to say, "What is the purpose of teaching such a child to play mridanga? It is not important." But Gaur Mohan Dey had a dream of his son who would grow up singing bhajans, playing mridangam, speaking on Bhagavatam. So, since childhood, actually, Gaur Mohan Dey gave him the siksha of being a devotee, But his mother was a little reluctant, and she wanted him to become a lawyer, actually. I don't know whether this sound will come to you. I will try to see if this one comes.
You are speaking here for the last 1 week.
Is that sound coming?
There's no sound, Prabhuji.
There is no sound. Looks like I have to make some sound adjustment here. 1 second. Just give me 1 second. Now I think it should come. 1 second. I'm just going to make some adjustment here. Okay. Let's see if this one comes through now.
So, it is very encouraging.
Yes, it's coming now.
That we are reviving the dormant Krishna consciousness of our brothers and sisters in India. This Krishna consciousness movement is to be learned from the very childhood. So far, personally, we are concerned. My father taught me this Krishna consciousness from the very childhood. My father was a great Vaishnava, and I had the opportunity of taking birth in that family. So he gave me lessons of this Krishna consciousness from the very beginning of my life. He gave me mridanga. He engaged a teacher for learning mridanga playing. Sometimes my mother was irritated. But somehow or other, I got the inspiration from my father worshipping a small Radha Krishna deity. So, Prahlad Maharaj says, Kaumarvathadet pragya dharman bhagavataniha.
So you can see that Srila Prabhupada recollecting the memory that how his father imbibed the teaching of Krishna consciousness since the childhood. And it was Gaur Mohan Dey who always wanted his son to become a devotee. And that is what sanskaras help Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada says here that his father was the key instrumental in his Krishna consciousness journey. Abhay was acknowledged pet child of both his parents. Mother and father both used to love Abhay. In addition to his childhood names, Moti, Nandulal, Nandu, and Kocha, Srila Prabhupada's Abhay Charan's grandmother used to call him Kachori Mukhi because Abhay Charan liked kachoris very much. Actually, Srila Prabhupada's favorite food was kachori in the childhood. And both his grandmother and his mother would give him kachoris, and Srila Prabhupada used to keep them in his pockets of his little vest. He liked to watch vendors cooking along the side and along the roadside, and he used to accept the kachoris from the road vendors also, and from neighbors. Everybody used to give him kachoris, because Abhay Charan liked the kachoris. Sometimes Abhay Charan demanded his mother to make kachoris for him, and sometimes his mother used to refuse. That no, I'm not making for you, Abhay. Now you're eating too many kachoris. So once even she sent him to bed without giving him kachori. So when Gaur Mohan Dey, his father, came home and asked, "Where is Abhay?" Then Rajni said, "Oh, he was demanding too many kachoris, so I just sent him to bed without the kachoris." Oh, so Abhay Charan's father, he said, "No, no, no, we should make kachoris for them." And then Gaur Monde woke up Abhay and personally cooked puris and kachoris for Abhay Charan. So Gaur Monde was very lenient with Abhay Charan, and he was very careful to see that his son got whatever he wanted. So Gaur Mohan and Gaur Monde looked after Abhay Charan very nicely, and his mother also.
My father was a great devotee.
So once, at a cost of 6 rupees, Gaur Mohan Dey brought Abhay a pair of shoes imported from England. And each and every year, through a friend who traveled back and forth from Kashmir, Gaur Mohan would present his son a Kashmiri shawl with a fancy handwritten hand shoe and border. So Srila Prabhupada's father used to get all the things for him and used to love Abhay Charan very much. And his mother also loved him very much, but mother was little stricter than father. So here Srila Prabhupada recollects one of his pastimes actually with his father. So here I am going to play audio where Srila Prabhupada is recollecting.
When I was a child, my father gave me one air gun, and then I was not more than 8 years.
So here one day in a market, Abhay Charan was going and he saw a toy gun. So he wanted. So his father said no, and Abhay started to cry. So okay, his father said, "Okay, take this gun." So that is the pastime Srila Prabhupada is recollecting.
Then, after getting one, I said, I must have another one. Then father said, "Why another one? You have got already one." I said, "No, I have got two hands, I must have. Two guns." Then my father, "No, you are naughty, I am not." Then I made so much addition, you are obliged to give me two.
So Srila Prabhupada says that his father gave him one gun from the market, and then Srila Prabhupada says, "I want another gun." So Srila Prabhupada's father, Gaur Mohan Dey, said, "Why do you want another gun?" So he says, "I have two hands, so I need two guns." And then when Gaur Mohan Dey was not...
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, your voice is too low now.
Okay, 1 second. 1 second. Is it okay, Mataji? Is it sound coming through?
Still.
Is it coming through?
Still.
Yeah. Is everybody facing the same or just Mataji having the issue?
Yes, yes.
Yes, Prabhuji, now it's okay, I think.
Is it okay? Okay. Sorry about that. So Abhay Charan was given one gun by his father. Then Abhay Charan wanted the second gun, and he was very adamant actually. He laid down in the street, he was kicking his feet, and then Gaur Mohan Dey agreed to give him the second gun also. So Prabhupada was a little bit... So he was a little adamant about getting the toys. Whenever he was go out even to play, his mother, after dressing him, would put a drop of saliva on her finger and touch his forehead. And Abhay Charan never knew the significance of this act. But because she was mother, he stood submissively like a dog with its master while she did that. So his mother was very protective. And actually, Rajni, Abhay Charan's mother, she had made a vow. And what was the vow? That she made a vow to eat with her left hand until the day her son would notice and ask her why she was eating with the wrong hand. So that was the vow, and that was her belief that, okay, that will protect her son. And one day, when little Abhay actually asked her at that day, she stopped eating with the left hand. So she thought that this is just like, something which vows will protect Abhay Charan. And she she used to she used to put, for the protection of Abhay, she used to put an iron bangle around his leg. And Abhay Charan's playmates used to ask him, "What is this bangle around your leg, ankle?" So Abhay himself was very concerned about this, and then he said to his mother that, "Open this bangle." And when she said, "I will do it later," Abhay began to cry and said, "No, no, no, you remove this bangle now only." So this way, Abhay's mother used to do all the things so that he gets protected actually. So once Abhay swallowed a watermelon seed, and his friends told him that it would grow in his stomach into a watermelon. So Abhay ran to his mother, and his mother assured him that he don't have to worry about it, and she would say a mantra to protect. So Srila Prabhupada recollects a memory here. Srila Prabhupada is saying here. Maybe one of our devotees can read. Maybe Adisham Prabhu, you want to read?
Mother Yashoda would chant mantras in the morning to protect Krishna from all dangers. My mother would do a similar things with me.
So here, this Srila Prabhupada's mother had a devotion for Lord Krishna, and she used to do everything so that her son gets protected. So like Gaur Mohan Day, Rajini treated Abhay as her pet child. Uh, uh, Gaur Monde expressed his love through leniency, and he had a plan for his son's spiritual progress. While his mother Rajni, she expressed her emotions through attempt to safeguard the Abhay from all the dangers, disease, and death. So she once offered. It is said that once she offered blood from her breast to one of the demigods with the supplication that Abhay be protected from all the dangers. So his mother used to be very protective of Abhay, and she did a lot of things. So his mother would often take him to Ganges and personally bathe him. And she also gave him food supplements like Horlicks. So she wanted her son to be very strong. So she used to take him to the Ganga for the bathing, and go. So both modern and whatever the way, she used to take a vow. She used to give him Horlicks, give him mantras, and all those things. She wanted all the way of Baicharan to be protected. Sometimes when he was ill, Abhay would show his obstinacy by refusing to take medicines. But just as he was stubborn, his mother was also determined, and she would forcefully administer medicines into the mouth of Abhay Charan. And though sometimes it took 2 or 3 assistants, some Abhay Charan was very adamant. And at that time, Rajni used to take help of people to give him the medicine. Abhay Charan was naughty. Srila Prabhupada says, "I was very naughty when I was a boy. I would break anything. Once my mother was trying to bathe me, and I knocked my head on the ground, and the blood began to come." So Srila Prabhupada is recounting the childhood mischief. Actually, Prabhupada, even in his childhood, he never wanted to go to school, and his mother used to force him to go to school. So that is the memory also there. Abhay Charan used to say, "Why should I go to school? I would play." And mother complained to Gaur Mohan Day. And his father was affectionate. "Okay, but then all right, go tomorrow." So he will go tomorrow. But then next day morning, Abhay Charan used to do the same thing. He used to complain that he is sick, and his father used to again entertain him. But then his mother, Rajni, became very upset because Abhay Charan doesn't want to go to school. And then she hired a man with the 4 rupees, and said, "I will give you 4 rupees, take this Abhay Charan to the school," like that. And that name of that man who used to take him to the school, his name was Damodar. And what he used to do, that Damodar used to tie Abhay with a rope. Ah. So, like, this is very wonderful. Damodar, Krishna is rope. And then that man who used to tie Abhay Charan was also, his name was Damodar, and used to tie uh, Abhay about the waist with a rope and take him to the school and present him to the teacher. So when Abhay would try to run, Damodar used to pick him up and carry him in his arms, like that. So after like this, forcefully Abhay was taken to the school for some times. So in the school, Abhay was very attentive, well-behaved student, though sometimes he was naughty also. Once, when the teacher pulled his ear, Abhay threw a kerosene lantern to the floor, accidentally starting a fire. So Srila Prabhupada was very naughty also. Uh, Prabhupada's grandmother asked him daily to read Mahabharata from the Bengali version. And thus, by looking at the pictures and reading with his grandmother, Abhay imbibed Mahabharata since childhood. So, in this way, Abhay Charan was since childhood trained into devotional aspects. Abhay Charan's family sometimes used to go in the evening to his maternal uncle's house, which was about 10 miles, and they assembled there and they used to read and hear Ramayana, Mahabharata, like that. So he was since childhood, he was trained. In childhood, his younger sister was Bhavatarini. They were very close, Abhay Charan and his sister. And in the next few pastimes also we'll hear when Srila Prabhupada grow up, then his sister was very close to him. And her name was Bhavatarini. And both of them, they together used to go to that Radha Govind temple deities in Mallik's temple. And they used to play there together, and they used to pray to Lord Krishna there. Please, Krishna, help us to fly this kite. No, they used to play the kite, and they used to pray, oh, this kite is not flying. Krishna, can you help us to fly the kite, like that? So they used to pray Krishna. So Abhay Charan sometimes liked to pretend that he was a doctor, and his friends, he would administer medicine. Srila Prabhupada, later on he became a pharmacist actually. So Srila Prabhupada recollects that, okay, he used to play like a doctor. Sometimes Abhay Charan used to look at the railway timetable and ask about the fare to the Vrindavan and Puri, thinking about how he would reach Vrindavan, because Abhay Charan had heard how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had danced in ecstasy at Jagannath Puri Rath Yatra. So Srila Prabhupada had deep affection for the Jagannath Rath Yatra since childhood actually. And he always wanted to go to Jagannath Puri to attend the Jagannath Rath Yatra. Abhay wanted to have his own cart to perform his own Rath Yatra, and naturally he turned to his father for help. And Gaur Day, he agreed that he will get a cart but there were some difficulties. What was the difficulty? The cart, when his father inquired from various carpenters about the cart for Abhay Charan for Rath Yatra, they found that it was very expensive. And then Abhay Charan started crying that, oh, he wanted a cart, he wanted a cart. So one old Bengali lady approached Gaur Mohan. He said, why Abhay Charan is crying? He says, he's asking for a Jagannath Rath Yatra cart, but it's very expensive. So then that lady said, oh, I have one cart. I can give this cart to you. And then Gaur Mohan Day got that cart home, and Abhay Charan and Gaur Mohan Day together, they rebuilt this cart with the columns and everything. They painted it and made this cart very nice looking. And then they used to have a Rath Yatra together for the children. So Gaur Mohan Day supported. Here we can see a nice picture where the Radha Krishna deities were given to Abhay Charan by his father actually, and Srila Prabhupada worshipped them. And here in the picture, Srila Prabhupada used to have the Rath Yatra since his childhood actually, and Gaur Mohan Day helped him to arrange. And this Rath Yatra used to be 8 days Rath Yatra. It was not like one day. It used to be same festival as Jagannath Puri festival, 8 days festival. And Srila Prabhupada's father was very close to him. They used to go for a walk together. Here in the picture, we can see that Srila Prabhupada on a walk actually. So the procession of Jagannathji's Rath Yatra when Srila Prabhupada was young used to go from Harrison Road. It entered in the circular road inside the courtyard of Radha Govinda temple and stood a while before the deities. And Gaur Mohan Dey's friends used to approach him and say, this is like a big festival actually. Why don't you invite us? You are holding this big ceremony for Abhay Charan and you don't want to invite us like that? And then Gaur Mohan used to say, oh, this is just a children festival. Like that. So when Abhay was 6 years, then Abhay asked his father, can he get his own Radha Krishna deity? And Abhay and his sister Bhavani Tarini, they became the dedicated worshipper of Radha Krishna deities since childhood actually. Abhay Charan, he liked to ride the bicycle in the busy streets of Calcutta. Srila Prabhupada recollects that he used to take the bicycle and used to go around the numerous places, including he used to ride his bicycle along the ghats of Ganga. And there used to see all the sadhus and everybody else doing the puja. When Abhay Charan was 12 years old, he was initiated by a professional guru. It is mentioned that Srila Prabhupada was initiated by a professional guru who was like a very great mystic yogi actually, but it did not have much impression. And Guru who initiated Srila Prabhupada when he was 12 years, he told him about the pastime of Guru's guru, that he had his so-called guru had a guru who was very mystical and he could produce so many things. So once his guru, he wanted pomegranates from Afghanistan, and that mystical guru produced the pomegranates from his mystical power. So actually, Gaur Mohan Dey was very devotional, and every day at their home there were some sadhus used to come for prasadam, and Abhay saw many sadhus every day. Srila Prabhupada recollects, all around our neighborhood on the Harrison Road were Mohammedans. The Malik's house and our house were respectable. Otherwise, it was surrounded by what is called Kasbah and Basti. So the riots was there, and I had gone to market. I had gone to play. I did not know that the riot had taken place in the market square. I was coming home, and one of my class friends says, don't go your house. That side riot is going on. So there was Hindu-Muslim riots at that time, when India was getting independence. And Srila Prabhupada recollects that when he was going to his home, then at that time, he saw that he was running towards the home, and one Mohammedan, he wanted to kill Srila Prabhupada, Abhay Charan. And he took his knife and actually ran after Abhay Charan. But I passed somehow or other. I was saved. So as I came running before our gate, and my parents got back their life. So here we can see that Abhay Charan, he was saved from this dangerous attack on it. And then Abhay Charan went to his home. And so when Abhay was about 15 years old, he had a beriberi. And when about a year later, when he was about 16 year old, Abhay Charan's mother, Rajni, passed away. So this is the first chapter. This is the last slide for this chapter. So here we can learn all the wonderful childhood pastimes of Srila Prabhupada. So in next 2-3 minutes, we'll have a little quiz for all of us to answer the questions. Is that okay, everybody? So then we all can recollect whatever we did about Srila Prabhupada's childhood pastime. So here is the question. On which auspicious occasion Srila Prabhupada was born? Janmashtami, Diwali, Rath Yatra, Nandotsava. Adisham.
Nandotsava.
Somebody said Janmashtami, but it was not Janmashtami. It was day after Janmashtami. It is Nandotsava. Okay. The next question for all of us is, what was the name given to Srila Prabhupada at the birth by his parents?
Abhay Charan.
Abhay Charan is correct.
Nandulal.
Abhijit.
Acha, Nandulal was the name given by his uncle.
Uncle.
And Abhay Charan was name given by his mother and father. And Moti was the name given by
Malik.
his friend Subudhi, Siddheshwar Malik. And Siddheshwar was the name of his friend actually, who was called Subudhi at that time. When was Srila Prabhupada born? Where was he born? Harrison Road in Calcutta, Jagannath Puri, Tollygunge, Calcutta, or Vrindavan? Tollygunge, Calcutta is the correct answer, right? That was the maternal home of his mother. What was the childhood nickname did one of Srila Prabhupada's friend called him? Subidhi,
Subidhi.
Moti, Nandu, and Gopal.
Subidhi.
Moti.
Moti is the correct answer actually. Subidhi was the name of Siddheshwar Malik, but Srila Prabhupada's friend used to call him Moti actually. That was the name of Srila Prabhupada. So his grandmother used to call him by which name? Do you remember?
Kachori Mukhi.
Kachori Mukhi. Srila Prabhupada's grandmother used to call him Kachori Mukhi. Nandalal was his uncle who used to call him Nandulal. His mother used to call him Abhay Charan, and friends used to call him Moti. Like these are the four names of Srila Prabhupada, and we call him Srila Prabhupada, right? We call him. So that is what name. So true or false? Abhay Charan's family lived in a lavish mansion on Harrison Road.
False.
No.
It was very humble actually environment. It was not a very lavish home. It was very. Next one. Srila Prabhupada's father Gaur Mohan De was devout Vaishnava and prioritized his son's spiritual growth. True.
Yes.
That's correct. That's a true one. As a child, Srila Prabhupada demanded expensive toys, which his father always refused to buy. Is it true or false? Is it true or false?
False.
Well, he wanted a gun one time, and his father gave him actually. Not one, but the two guns he gave him. So his father was a little lenient about him. Abhay Charan's father hired a teacher to teach him Mridangam.
True.
That is absolutely correct. Abhay Charan's father was so much particular about Abhay Charan that he hired a teacher to teach my child a Mridanga lesson. That is the thing. Srila Prabhupada's first initiation into Krishna worship was observing Rath Yatra festival.
False.
No, he's up. No, he will stand.
Well, Srila Prabhupada's father actually taught him how to. First, he gave him the Rath Yatra card. He got a Rath Yatra card, and then he gave him the deities also, Radha Krishna deities. So he was trained by his father to run the Rath Yatra festival. This is one little Hindi conversation. Last slide for today. So yeah, I hope you can hear this. This is a Hindi talk where Srila Prabhupada is talking about his childhood pastime. Okay, I'm going to play now. I don't think you will be able to hear because yeah, you won't be able to hear. The sound is very slow volume. But here Srila Prabhupada is recollecting in this audio that I will post this audio in the group so you can listen to it at your own time. That Srila Prabhupada says that ये तो बचपन से ही हमारे पिताजी ने सिखाया था. My father taught me since childhood. I was born Vaishnava family. My father was a great Vaishnava devotee. Naturally, he gave me. Oh, I'm speaking in Hindi, English. पिताजी हमको वैष्णव में शिक्षण दिया था. पिताजी हमको राधा कृष्ण मूर्ति बचपन में दिया था. मैं उसका सेवा करता था. अपना बचपन में लड़का लोग जो है खेलता है रथ यात्रा. पिताजी हमको मृदंग बजाना सिखाया था. जो बचपन में पिताजी सिखाया था वही चीज हम सारा दुनिया में प्रचार कर रहे हैं. इधर यूरोपियन कंट्रीज में, पाश्चात्य देश में रथ यात्रा हो रहा है. सैन फ्रांसिस्को, लंदन, आप लोग शायद तस्वीर देखा होगा, उधर तस्वीर रखा है. सो हियर श्रील प्रभुपाद is recollecting his childhood pastime and telling to all the Vaishnavas about his experience. So this way, I'm going to stop sharing now. So we learned a little bit about Srila Prabhupada's pastime, and we lived some moments with Srila Prabhupada, and we try to remember as much about Srila Prabhupada. Everybody remembers birthday of Srila Prabhupada?
It is
1st September 1896.
1st September 1896.
1896.
Correct. And his departure?
November 14th, 1977.
That is correct. So we need to remember some of the days, because Srila Prabhupada is our Acharya. We need to know everything about him. And this is the first day. We will try to cover one chapter at a time. So today we learned all about childhood pastimes of Lord Srila Prabhupada. Thank you everyone for your presence. Really appreciate Guru Prashant Prabhu, Adisham Prabhu, Vidura Prabhu, Sujata Mataji, Mamta Mataji. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Prabhu, for
Hare Krishna.
conducting this program. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. We'll see you again next Saturday.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare
Hare
Krishna. Hare Krishna.